My name is Rosa Lopez, and I teach second grade at Phipps Primary School, and this is my second year teaching. The objective of my lesson was for students to produce and publish a 7-slide presentation on nouns, including proper nouns or common nouns. And the idea behind that was because I went off of the standard, and I definitely wanted to get technology in there just because it engages students, and they should be able to put in the application of what they've learned in class. As far as the 4 C's, I keep that in mind just so I can start implementing them now in my lesson plans. As far as collaboration, I use Kagan structures and Kagan strategies in order to get students to talk to one another. I could go shoulder partner, face partner. I could do round robin where they talk to their whole entire group. So that's how I encompass collaboration, and as well as communication, because they obviously have to be communicating with one another. And also when they publish their presentation, they will be collaborating and actually communicating their actual presentation to their peers, which then the peers will be evaluating on their presentation. And as far as creativity, I mean, it's there, just them in itself creating their presentation. They have the freedom to choose the images they want. They have the freedom to choose the noun, obviously with parameters of the teacher, but they're able to pick whichever noun they choose to. And the creativity behind the animations, which will happen tomorrow, that's where it will show. The fears that I first had with the Chromebooks with second graders was the fact that I, as a teacher, last year did not have them. And so I knew that this year was going to be a little bit different. And I was a little bit scared just of the fact that, I need to teach myself how to be more like procedural, give procedural steps for the students, how to make things work as far as class management to handle that. But at the same time, I was very excited and very just interested in the fact that students were that they were going to be able to have Chromebooks in their hands. I didn't have to take them to the library where they might not all be working. And so having them in the classroom has been very effective. They love it. These are second graders, so they don't have a whole lot of experience using technology. So I definitely needed to take a step back as a teacher and think, as a student who's never used a Chromebook before, I'm going to be really excited and I'm just going to want to click, click, click and get started on it. But as a teacher, I have to think that I need to teach them technology skills as far as logging in with their username and their password. And how I went about that was creating simple procedures as far as, showing me when they're done. I know quickly as a teacher, putting their hands off of the keyboards and putting them on their hands. It's a simple scan of the classroom. Everybody's on the same page. So now as a teacher, I can model and go on to the next step so we can move on. Also having them put their hands, saying just a little chant, hands tightly. They repeat together, lets them know that they need to keep their hands together. Then I would say on there, and then they finish off that sentence with a lap that lets them know to place their hands on their lap. And just so they're very tempted to put their little hands on the keyboards, and sometimes I need their attention in order for us to learn a new skill. My biggest surprise in using technology with second graders is how quickly they can pick up everything that you teach them. I mean, you tell them this is a refresh button and they got it down for the next time. They're very quick learners when it comes to technology, and I think that's an advantage for teachers as well. I use their keyboards on their desk as a class management tool. So I would say class, class, they would repeat yes, yes, and I said class, home row key. At the same time, this gets my students' attention as well as they're practicing their computer skills. There are definitely times in the classroom where, just like today, one of the students chose a different theme that I had not chosen before, and when they were going to plug in their text, they could not see their text being typed in because their font color was black, and black on black obviously is not going to show. So that was a discovery in itself for the students and myself. I'm like, why isn't it working? You're doing it. Well, it's because we have to change the text color. And so those are the little aha moments. One of the ways that I try to stay ahead of the game as far as a professional teacher is attending professional development conferences, going to Q conferences, just staying ahead of the game as far as Google Forms, presentations. Like today I gave a Prezi presentation, and that was something new for me as a teacher. And I mean, I love it, and I hope that towards the end of the year my students will be able to create a Prezi presentation on themselves. And it's just better. It's preparing them for third grade tests that they will be taking for Common Core. So we're just trying to get them in the right direction. I encourage other teachers, not just second grade teachers, to just take the plunge and get started with the Chromebooks. They need to explore the Chromebooks. They need to explore the technology. If you have technology within your classroom, don't just have them sit in the classroom because other teachers wish that they could use them. Actually utilize them, take them out. You know, you could start off easy going through simple websites which can reinforce what you're teaching in class. If you're teaching nouns, you can look for a noun game and students will be engaged, and you could be teaching the simple skills that go along with that. There's no better place to learn about technology than in the classroom. It's safe, it's definitely procedural with as far as a teacher goes. You're giving the students parameters and you're giving them the opportunity to learn technology correctly